So I'm just going to take you behind the scenes of our foam roller course. We've had a few inquiries as to what it actually looks like and what it involves behind the scenes. So I'm just going to have a little play with what you guys will see once you get to the opposite side. So you probably come through either our sort of sales page, which tells you a little bit about what's in the actual course itself. Once you've purchased it, it will send you an email address and some sign-in login things, which will go to our sign-in page, and it will prompt you to come to this area here, which is where you log in to access your course. So when you've actually got to this point, it will tell you about welcome to our courses section. If you've got access to this course, this is where you log in, and all you do is get started here, and that will take you to a login page. Once you've logged in, this is what will display. And basically, this is our course, and this is how it looks behind the scenes. So when you're looking at the foam roller course, we've actually structured it where you can tick to complete your training. So once you've completed it, you can just tick on there and unclick it. Obviously, as you go down and through, it will allow you to tick and complete the sections you've got. Anyway, so the introduction bit at the top, if you want to start at the beginning, it's just going to give you a little bit of info about this course. So click on the downward arrow, and then you'll find that the content is populated underneath it. Once you've read it and completed it, so you know which bits you've done, you can move on to the next section. So it's written up and broken down into different sections. So you can see the first one is just a bit of introduction about it, a little bit on the foam roller, why use it, which roller. So if we click on that, it will give you some info as to there's different types, short and long rollers, hard versus soft rollers. And then if you don't want to click out of it, you could just click on to next, and that will take you to the next section down. So obviously you can read through the different benefits of foam rolling, but you get the idea. It gives you some info, up to you how much of that info you digest. The next sort of section is about muscle and fascial tissue, so it's about the physiology of it, muscle physiology, how muscles work. So we click on that, a little bit of info on how the muscles function, so it gives you a bit of info there. And then when not to use the roller. That's actually quite important, because if you have some issues that you shouldn't be using a foam roller with like DVTs, or you have an active malignancy or something like that, then there's definitely some reasons why you wouldn't use the foam roller. And then the next big section is on releases on the foam roller for the lower legs. Then we have for the upper body some core exercises on the foam roller, how to improve your core strength, and how to improve your flexibility, some strength work. So quite a lot of stuff there that's all broken down into sections. So just to have a bit of a sneak peek, quads, pretty much everyone knows how to use their quads on a foam roller. So we'll click on that and you can see what's behind it. So what we've got is a bit about the quadriceps muscle, where it comes from, the origins and insertions of that muscle, and obviously a picture, so you can reference the picture, a little bit about what the quads muscle does. Then what I've got in most of them is where your pain pattern is, and what that entails is your vastus lateralis, your vastus intermedius, and also your vastus medialis. So if you have pain or trigger points in those areas, that's where you're likely to feel the pain. So say you have tightness on this side of the muscle, this on the whole outside here is where you'll feel pain. Say you have a problem with your quads muscle on the inside, which is your VMO or your vastus medialis, this is where you might feel pain. Okay, and this little red bit here is where you'd feel pain if it was your big front section of your quads muscle. So basically most of them have a little bit of a pain pattern. And then we have information on the trigger points. So with your quadriceps, if you need to put trigger points on there. So say you've referenced here and said, you know what, the inside of my knee and the inside of my thigh, that's exactly where I get my pain. That's my vastus medialis muscle. So if I come down and have a look at my trigger points for the VMO, the medial quads, that's where my trigger points are. So that's where I should be releasing to help with that pain. Okay, so a little bit of note on what to be and how to be releasing. So if it hurts too much, stop. It should be tolerable, but you don't fight it. So a little bit of info on what you need to do. And then we'll actually have a demo. So with the demo, it's just going to be through a Vimeo sync. So it's private to you guys, and it will tell you a little bit about the quadriceps release. So basically what will happen is I'll talk you through it, and then we'll talk through what you should be doing, how you should be doing it, and safe ways of doing it. And then also, if you want to target it for your lateral quads there, we're going to turn slightly over. So that's a little bit about how it's going to function and how it looks behind the scenes. And then obviously you've finished that bit there, so you can click all the way back up to the top and check, yes, you've done the quadriceps, and that bit's complete. So hopefully that gives you a bit of insight into what it is, a bit of an introduction, a bit of what rollers to use, a bit of how your muscles and tissues react, how to use it for release work, and then this little section here is about some core exercises on the roller. So these are all pretty much videos on what you can do, and I've got a little bit of an explanation in those as to what you can use them for. And then some of the other things are your leg series. Looks like there's some leg series on here. So again, if we go into it a little bit more, it will show you what you can do for leg series on the foam roller as well. So if you're trying to get a little bit of stretch work, trying to get a little bit of mobility and basically flexion or hamstring stretch, and maybe some leg series where again we're trying to get some hip work and some hip stretch, then you've got hamstring stretches and leg stretches at the same time. So hopefully that's a little bit of an insight into it. We have our little bonus section coming here, so some of it is in there already. So a bit of the areas that are a bit harder to get with a roller, how to release them with there. We will populate more content as we go. So if you've actually bought into our foam roller series here, you will get lifetime access to it, and basically that's a sign in, sign out option. And as we grow and as we improve and as we sort of populate more on there, you'll find that we have that little bit more going on for you. Okay, so hopefully that helped you. If you're looking at our products page, let me see if I can find where our products page is. You'll find that our products in our new website is set up in different logs, and basically we've got different sections here. So if I click on to exercise and health, that's where you'll find our foam roller. Okay, some of it's free content, so free info here. The foam roller is obviously paid content, as is our Pilates for beginners is paid content, and if you want to get started on that, you click on there. So basically, hopefully that gives you an insight into what goes on behind the scenes. You will come into a login page when you have access to it, and basically from that login page you'll get access to the course behind the scenes here, and you can do that at your own pleasure or your own time. Pick out the bits, so if you think, yep, I just want to know how to do my adductors, or I just want to do my calves, or I want to do my shins, or I want to do this, just go straight down to that bit if you choose, and hopefully you have all the different references there. So there's your QL, trigger points, where your pain pattern could be, and also where your trigger points are for that spot. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully that's a little bit of an insight as to what we've got behind the scenes. And yeah, if you're headed and looking at our foam roller page and you're interested in what we do, then obviously that's what you get. Any questions, feel free to contact me on info@thecoreexpert.com, and I'll happily answer any questions that you have. And yeah, any feedback or anything that you think is missing or lacking, if you have purchased the course, same again, feel free to give us some feedback and we'll add in that content as we go. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and hopefully it's what you're after.